Okay. All right, so many familiar faces. So you guys already joined our classes before? Great. Okay, so let's, before we start, I'm still following we can still do a quick survey to see if anyone is new or anyone is not familiar with the needle felting process. So if you are new, brand new, you can type in the chat, type 1, so I can see and I can adjust my speed and also the topic we're gonna go over, because I already see a lot of familiar faces, so they already been in our other classes. And yeah, so let me know. Yeah, if you are brand new, so you can type in 1. Suzanne, you type. Yeah. Okay. Great. So yeah, I think Suzanne, you are fine. You already know a lot of detail. Yeah. Okay. So before we start, let's see. Okay. Okay, Lenny's new. Okay, great. Okay. So before we start, some of the new students, some of the, so let me do a quick introduction. So you see the PowerPoint this is our Spooky Monster class. And so I want this class is a lot more interactive. So if you have any question, you can unmute yourself and just ask so I can help you. And since I keep this class small, so you can have enough time to actually really work on your project, and you can ask us many questions as you want. Okay, and also we have a recording. So after the class, if some part you not really understand, but the best way is you can ask right away. But somehow later on you want to go back to see, and you can after the class we will send you the recording. And okay, so let's get started. The first thing, my name is Jackie. I'm the creator and founder of WoolBuddy. So our company is about like 12 years old now. And so yeah, we mainly focus on needle felting. I was an animator and also story artist at Lucasfilm and also Electronic Arts. So I was working on video games and also Clone Wars, the Star Wars Clone Wars TV series. That was my animation or CGI time. But about 12 years ago, I started this company, and because I love to handmade characters, and this is why we have this special class is for making the monsters. And I love to create different characters. So I want to, and also I want to create my own. So I started trying to become an entrepreneur and also start this little company. And it's been very challenging and also very fun at the same time. But I enjoy teaching classes and create different characters. Yeah, and also see everybody here. All right, so let's get started. The first thing we want to do is to go over very quick about the tool. So as you know, needle felting, you need, let me share my camera. Share camera. Okay, can you see? Okay. Let me see. Okay, so needle felting, definitely you need a needle. So this is one of the tool I really like. So this is the pink needle tool, so Clover. And so you see, you might find mine is a little bit different than yours, because so you see there's a little pink thing here, so you can kind of twist it and take it out. Yeah, so you see, because we are working on the 3-dimensional, So if you take it out, that part, so you give you the full distance. So that way you can work on a bigger size. But if you work on the smaller size, you want to control the depth, how deep you poke, then you can keep that part on. So you don't need to throw those away. And another way to use this is, so you turn this, you twist this and open. So this is how you replace your needle. So you can see this is the needle has a little L shape, and you can load it in the different channel. So the max for this tool, you can load 3, and sometimes I just need 2. Because the 3 needles are very powerful, especially if you work on. So it's good for connection, but it will take a lot more felt into the body. So that way, you might change the shape a lot, and also you have to use a lot more force. So I recommend just load 2 needle, and this has a lot of good benefit because 2 is already powerful enough, and also it's good to create lines, so you can line up like that, and also very easy for your hand. So this tool design, it has a little wing. So if you put on table, so it rolls, so it won't fall to the ground, because sometimes it fall to the floor and it pop the needle. Okay, so this is the pink needle is really useful. So this is the needle I normally use, and Kluver also has another one, is the 5 needle tool, but I don't recommend this one because this one is very difficult to use. So, it's good for flat, but usually we do 3-dimensional. This is already can do flat as well. So I don't recommend use that, and you actually create a lot of noise. And here it's a lot of noise, and also you have to use a lot of force, right? And another tool I've been using, especially on the larger piece, is this is 6 needle. So in the future, but I don't recommend if you are still beginner, so don't use this. First, it's very heavy, and also it's very hard to control. But if you work on the larger piece, so for example, most of the class we do the smaller piece, but once you grow into the bigger size, those are actually a lot faster, so it can load 6. Okay, and another important thing is the needle itself. So the needle in the kit, we usually put in the 36, so the size called 36, the 36 gadgets. That means, so 36 is the larger size, and the 40 is a smaller size. So the bigger the number, the smaller the size. Okay, and also we are loading the 36 triangle. So what you see triangle is you look straight to the needle, and it actually has this triangle shape, and it has 3 corners to have a barb. So it actually grab the felt. Okay, yeah, but if you are using the tool, so this tool is good to load 38 and 40. So the smaller, if you load 36, the bigger size is a little hard to operate. So I recommend use the 38. Okay, so now we have the needle, and then we can talk about the mat. So the mat is really useful. So our felting mat is made of 100% wool, but if you don't have the felt mat, you can use a styrofoam or a sponge, but felt mat can work very well. And one thing to remember, I can show you later on. So when you work on the mat, remember work on some area, and then it'll take it out and flip, and then work on some area so your piece not stick to it. But after a while, you'll see you have some color stick to it. But that actually totally fine. You can just really easy to pick it up, to take it out. It won't hurt. So usually I use two color mat. So one is for darker color, one is for lighter color. So if I'm very picky about, I don't want anything go into my white. So if I want like pure white piece, so I usually keep one white just for that. So that way, and usually they don't come off that often. So, but sometimes the fiber is not stick too well, it sometimes loose. So if you don't want to get to your piece, and then it's good to have a different color mat for your work. All right, so the felting mat, and the next thing is the material. So I think most of you already got the bag, the package. So it has the material. So in the Cactus kit, inside is the merino wool. It's a really fine merino wool, so they have a longer fiber. So I like them, and also there's another one is Corriedale wool, so they are shorter fiber. Shorter fiber actually faster to fell, but the texture is a little rougher. Okay, so those are the material. All right. And any questions so far? We good? Okay, great. Okay, so the next part is so we have to, I think today we may be able to work on 2 projects. So I think because the mushroom, if we start with the mushroom is a simple project that we will see how fast. And also we will send you the pumpkin recording. And but if you have any question, you can send us. We can help you with the pumpkin. But today we want to work on some new one, so we can work on the mushroom first, and then the next project we can decide, see how you guys want to do. Okay. All right. Are we ready? Okay. So mushroom. Let's look at it. So we have some sample here. Let's see. Switch the camera. Okay, so the mushroom basically it has a top, has the body. So we want to create the monsters, right? So here, so I like to create a little eye. So you give a little character. So it has a little bulky eyes, or you can do just simple, just a dot. It's also fine. So this is another one, too, and also eyes can. You can decide later on, we can decide where we want to go. Okay, so the first thing we want to create the top part, and then we can create the body. Kind of like the hat first. So switch. Okay. The base, we use the white wool to kind of grab handful of white wool. It depends on how big is the mushroom. So I would say probably this is probably about like 3 inches. Okay, yeah, 3 inches, yeah. So you want to grab your material and then kind of fold it like that. Yeah, so this part is very simple, and then you just start poking the fiber. Do it very slow. So just poke the fiber. So see, my hand is still holding this, and then I can turn and then poke. Yeah, we want to create a little circle desk shape, kind of like a little frisbee. Yeah, this part I'm not worried about too much about how the surface. If the surface is still rough, that's okay. Yeah, and remember when you poke when you do the felting, do up and down. So kind of like a sewing machine. Just poke, poke, poke. Yeah, I want to create a little flat. So in one side, now this one side is done, and then I can flip to work on the other side. The both side, I want to also touch it. Okay. So now I have this as shape, but once I start to, I pick it up and I can use my hand to feel it. I start to see some part, some area is not solid, doesn't have enough material. So what I can do is I can grab some more material. So it's like work with a clay. So if you need more, like this area, I can feel this is very thin. So because I can see this will be a problem when I start putting the color, and I can just feel it and then put this on top, and then start poking the fiber down. Yeah, we rather spend more time here before we actually put in the color. So because once I put a color, it's a little bit hard to fix, to change it anymore. And then I can see the top doesn't have enough volume. You can see it's very thin, and I want to have this nice little bump. The shape is a lot better, so it has a good volume. And then I can add more, because this is the inside, right? So later on, we are going to put the reds to the top. And so the inside, we can use, like here, I found some my old material. So they are already have some other color fiber, but it's totally okay, because I will cover this. So this also little tips is to, you can put the color you don't need, put it in the middle, and wrap around with the color you like. And inside doesn't matter what the color is. So remember, when you work on the piece, the key is to, so poke it slow. So if you feel like, so you don't, because it's not how fast you poke, it's more of where you poke it. So do it slow, so that way can help, so not break the needle too easy. So it's a very relaxing. And then you can, let me show you the different angle. So on the top, it looks like that, and from the side, so you see this is a little, it's an arc like here. So even I can push a little more. So you can continue adding more to it. Yeah, so for example, I want this the top has more, so I just put a small amount to the top and then poke around it. So now I have a this mushroom shape. So you can see this is still a little bit of fluff, right? So it's not like super solid. That's actually totally fine, because if we remember our the goal is to put the red to cover this. So this is totally fine. It's a more economical poke. Okay, so how's everybody doing? That's great. Yeah, cool. Yeah. Let's get in there. Okay. Yeah, let's continue work on the shape a little more. Yeah, and then once you have that, the shape you like, you get the basic. So don't have to be perfect, because every time we work on this part, we will poke this. So I found it is really interesting is we don't aiming for the finish right away, because this is a process. So the different stage, like right now we figure out the first initial. So now we have this basic shape, but it's still fluff, but it just need to has a construction volume right, and that's good. And because later on we continue putting layers and continue poking on. Most of common mistake for beginner is they work too much at the beginning, so it get very firm, so very hard to work on anymore. So because we tend to just overwork the piece. Yeah. Okay, so any question? Are we good? Okay, good. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's good. Yeah.
Okay, I do have a question.
Yeah.
Like yours is perfect on the top. Mine's pretty good on the bottom and flat, but like there's all these like icky lines on the top.
No, don't worry. Yeah, that actually perfect. That's perfect, because that's great. Because we are going to use a red to cover, so it doesn't matter what's underneath it. Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but if you want to make it like, if this is you are making a white mushroom, if this is a finish, and then what you can do is, because I'm start layering, what you can do, you want a very nice and smooth top. So you grab a piece of felt or wool, and those are flat. Those are very nice and even, right? And then you just put it on top.
I see.
And then poke, so you will create a very nice and smooth surface.
Got it.
This is the final, right?
Thank you.
Also, the button will show white, right? So, or we can use a gray or white. That's totally fine. So if it's a white, you can work on the button already.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. So yeah, if it's doesn't look perfect, that's totally fine, because we are going to put a color and it will cover that. Yeah. So the next part, we are going to put the color. The key is, so especially if we are working on a lot of projects, so we want to save our material. I normally use white as a base, and then also add any color I don't need. I know I'm really use that, so, and I can put those in the center, so I can still use my whole bag of wool. And also use a white to figure out the shape, and then to add the color later. So right now we are going to put the red the key is to create a thin layer. So you can see a little bit of some part might be a little thick through, but that's totally okay. So you want to nice and flat. So we don't want to like a whole bulk like this one, and then this will be create a lot of the fold or line we don't need. So try to make a nice flat. Yeah, if you feel yours is not even and not flat, you can put it in your hand and then just move this like that. So it will help to flatten this and also make the wall more even. Okay, and then lay it on top nicely and just like really gentle poke the fiber down. So here is the one thing is important is how deep. A lot of people ask me how deep I'm going to poke this. So it depends. If this is a place in color, you don't have to poke too deep because this is not constructional connect. So you can do very light. And especially if you poke too deep, other side will show up. The red will show to the other side. So that's why we want to have a little going in a little distance, but it's not all the way. So, and you can see I'm usually holding my needle this. So this is my indicator. So my hand is kind of block that. So this is the distance I'm going. So I can adjust my depth by just placing my finger. Yeah, just give a nice little poke. So we're not working on the edges yet. So just the top first. So now we have the top should be there. Now we can start working on the edges, right? So you can see this is actually start showing up because I'm poking a little deeper there, but so you can see start showing some red, but that's okay. So we can start folding those in. See, I want to show you the design because I want the red actually going in a little bit. So this is not right at the edge. So this can actually go in a little bit. So this can be very organic. Because you don't have to make this perfect round. It's just like, yeah, I need those red can go in to cover them. And then you see this side and this side doesn't have enough color. And I can just grab a little more here. I'm not worried about the shape in the middle yet, because that is another layer. So here, I just want to make sure all the color is going to the right place. And the mushroom still has a good volume. Sometimes we continue work on one side, it gets flattened. So just poke the fiber. Yeah, and then once I have those kind of rough in, so I usually like to create different stage. So the first stage, usually I'm calling this rough in. So it's kind of like when we do the animations, we usually do a very rough pass to kind of figure out the pose, figure out the composition, and give us an idea before we committed to work on for a long time. We want to see if this is right. So let me see. Yeah, so everything's rough in, but I can start to see those blank spots. So those are see-through. So I can start grab small piece to fix it. So like here, there's some blank spot. So the process should be very relaxing. So if you find you are very tense, so your shoulder is very tense, or your arms are getting sore, or you feel your work is fighting you, the first thing you stop and look at your needle, so it might already break in the piece, or you can change your gesture. You might sit it wrong, or yeah, it should be very easy to push in, or you may want to change a different size of needle. All right. And also you can see, oftentimes after I poked it several times, I tend to use my hand to actually grab this, kind of reinforce this to the shape. So this actually helped me to give this more three-dimensional, because when I poke the fiber to put a color, it tend to flat this shape. So if I put on my hand and I can just grab, kind of give this little space in the middle, and then I kind of give a little force and push this a little bit, you actually create a nice dip in the middle, and also keep the top is very smooth and round. But remember, anytime you use your hand to change the shape, poke a little bit after that. So that way your shape will lock. All right, so that is one of the top. So let's see. Okay. Great. So how's everybody doing? Okay, good. Right. Yeah, so we have the very first shape like that. So you can, if you want to create, so like this one is a little Mario mushroom. Yeah. So you can see that's exactly the same, just make it a lot smaller. It's very simple design. So we can create a large one and make a small one. Okay. So now we have our very first shape, and then with a color, and then we can start to think about what's next. What is the construction next? We can start doing the body first, or we can start to finish that, but I would say do the body first. what happened is, so the connection also sometimes destroy the shape, because when we connect, we need a lot of force. So the fiber needs to go a lot of back and forth to connect. So that makes it very strong. But all those extra fiber actually just kind of destroy the original shape or original color. So that's why before we actually put all the details in, we should start the construction first, and then going into the more refined design. So so we are going to create this part, the body, or we can say this is the head or the body. So this is the head, so this is the head, or this is the head is the body. All right, let me switch my camera. So this is the basic. So it depends on how thick you want to do. So grab handful of the white or wool, and then you want to roll this into a little cylinder shape. So like that. Let me see if I can see everyone. Okay, good. The good way to test it is so once you roll this and put the mushroom to see if this is the right size. And so this will shrink probably about like 10 to 20%. It depends on how firm you roll. So I think I just got the idea, and you can try the different ideas. Say if you want to like this very skinny and tall, and you can roll like that. So this is a very skinny and tall. But I just realized, oh, I haven't got any like short, fat mushrooms. So I can put a lot more material and it's a lot shorter. And then just roll this into a little cylinder and then poke the fiber down. And you can see here, I'm only poke the middle. So the top and the bottom I haven't touched. So this part, I just want to lock the shape first. And then I turn. So my right hand always a similar movement, same thing up and down. I use my right hand to turn. So that way I have a lot more control. Yeah, so this is the middle. So kind of squeeze this and then to see if this is right. I might need a little more, but that's okay. Yeah, so for example, if I need a bigger, so I can grab extra material and to put it, to wrap around to give a more volume. So the important for this part is the middle. I want to poke as much as I can so it won't fall apart. Okay, but the top and the bottom, I still keep the original form. I don't have to work on that part yet, because this part will be the connection to the head, and this will be the bottom. and then to wrap with the other color. So this is I really like those extra fiber because this will be the future is kind of like the glue in the future when we put this on. So those are extra fiber can grab the piece and put it in. So that way I have enough of fiber to connect. So I won't leave one side as fluff. So now work on that part. Okay, later I will show you how this connect. So let's check on everybody. Okay, I think we're good. So is everyone got this part and this part? Okay, good. Yeah, felting, the fun part for felting is that there's no rush, right? So we can take your time and relax. So if you feel rushed, usually when I try to finish a piece in in speed, that's usually either I poke myself or I hurt my back. So, and also I found if I poking, so when I started, I definitely poked a lot more myself, but now it's really, but that actually become very good indicator. So if I'm really tired, so that means I shouldn't felting. So I should put it down and relax and not working on the project. Yeah, because I'm not concentrated or I'm not focused enough. So sometimes my hand is work faster than my eyes or my brain. So that is, I feel sometimes it's off balance. So I need to recenter myself and ground it, and then just to get into the feeling, and I can still work the right way. I start felting kind of like my meditation. So it's very fun. Okay. Yeah, so just roll the material into a little cylinder shape and then just poke in the middle. My screen. Yeah. Okay. So if you finish the top and bottom part, so you can connect. So how you connect is keep those fluff, but if it's somehow it's not fluff enough, you can kind of use your finger to pick them up a little, not too much, pick them up a little to give them a little extra fiber. So because when I put this on, this you can see it has a lot extra fiber to go over, so that this two pieces will, when it connect, it will be very strong. And also we will have a very nice transition, the bevel here. So if we already make a very solid shape to connect, so for example, if I already create this part, and then if I connect, you see this in the middle has a very deep crease and it's very hard to fix. And then you have to put another layer, and try to, but somehow because the shape, you actually keep eating all the material in, so you cannot take out the line. So, but if we do this way, it actually naturally, because the construction here, so all naturally going to a very nice line, so nice and even. All right, any question before we start connecting those two pieces together? Very good. Okay, yeah. So yeah, if you are not there yet, don't worry, you can continue work on that part. I will show you again. So for connection, so we talk about the preparation, and then you just put this on top, and also kind of hold it a little and look at it to see, is this the proportion is what I'm looking for? Yeah, so if that's it, and also sometimes you might need to move it a little. So for example, if I at this angle, I feel this is the center, but if I look at the other angle, it's off center. So you want to check, see if this is going to the center, and then start the poking. So I would say do 45 degree. So the angle you hit the 45. Because this way it actually capture fiber and push in. And don't release your finger, still give a little pressure. So if you want the body is short body, and you can use your hand to press it. Just a little, we will see it actually start create the dips, and the transition is good. You still want to use your hand to reinforce the shape a little more. Yeah, so now I connect these two pieces together. So the next part, let me check on everybody's first. Let's see. Yeah, that's great. I like it. And also the mushroom, you can change it to different color. This is a more of kind of the red poison mushroom type, but you can change it to different colors. It's totally fine. Okay.
I just want to say this is so much fun because I'm handicapped kind of, and I can't sit down like in a chair. So I have to kind of like, like feed me a grape on my side. Say, and so like there's not a lot you can do when you have to be like this all day. So this it really helps with mental, keep my mind like not, it's really fun. Thank you so much. I really enjoy this. And I did one time make the shark, the blue and white shark.
Great.
And
yeah.
I put it onto, my dog got a hold of it. Yeah, I wasn't happy.
Yeah, you can still fix it if you still have pieces to put it back together.
Oh no, she did. Yeah.
Complete carry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love her solo.
Yeah, got sometime make another one. That's fine.
Yeah, I will. It was fun.
Yeah. Yeah, like the felting is to give, especially when I work on felting, it's just like I can work on like several hours and without thinking other things. It's just like I'm in the room and just like, wow, because it gives me the instant feedback to. So when you work on a piece, it actually kind of a lot of times it actually kind of tells you what to do, what's next. It's very, very interesting. Yeah, because I talked to one of the psychiatrists. So she is in New York. She was using our kit to do the art therapy, and because I'm a more artist background, so I don't have I'm not a therapist, but I was curious about how this works, why this has this effect. Because she said, you remember those coloring book. And those are very good therapy tool as well, because the hand is a repeating movement. So we are doing the repeating movement, like a poking is also the repeating movement. So this actually gives us our brain a little pattern. So we continue doing this little repeating movement, actually can relax ourselves. So we don't have to think too much to think about, every single poke I have to poke in the different area. No, it's just a repeating movement, and then you start to see the result. And it's I can say this is the power of now, and we are at it right now in this moment to work on the piece. Okay. All right. So let me create another one. So since we have some time. Yeah, Heidi, that's great. So yeah, separate that a little bit, and then so you have enough material. Yeah, great, perfect. Oh. Okay. So sometimes the merino wool, so it's hard to tell because the camera doesn't really capture the details. So this is the merino wool, so you can see very long fiber, but I can use them. So one thing you can do is you can use a brush to separate them, so it will give you shorter fiber. But another one is you can roll that into the middle, and then you can use some other Cordell wool to do that as well. So after a while, you will find which one is you like the most, the different types of material you like, and then you can use them more. Yeah, some artists really love merino, but for me, I kind of in between Cordell and merino. So if I create a long fiber animals, I use merino, so they have very nice long hair. Yeah, but sometimes if I create monsters, so I will use Cordell. Okay, so just continue work on the piece. So once you connect these two pieces together, so we already see our mushroom shape. So, but let's see. So if you have a gray color, so this is a gray color, but very hard to tell. So it's a very light gray. I want to create a bottom. So here, as you can see, the bottom has this area. So I want to give a more detail, but even if this is this is also fine. But if you just want to create a really simple mushroom, so this is already fine, already looks like a mushroom. We just put dots and that's it. But we want to give more detail. So what we can do is we can add a layer of gray color to the bottom, between the head and the body, and then just poke them in. So this actually help us to refine the line. So this part is we are working on some more details. And also because I'm keep poking on this area, it actually create a dip. So this actually give a more three-dimensional. Okay. So just poke the fiber in. So you can see this actually give a little bit of the more detail. And then remember to kind of use your hand to adjust a little. Because I've been working on same direction for a while. It actually flattened the mushroom already. Yeah, sometimes surprisingly, you can choose a totally different color. It gives you some surprise. Okay, yeah, so any questions so far? Okay, good. That's almost there. You can leave the bottom, the between is still the white color is totally fine. Or if you want to create a little, so the reason I choose the gray is this is actually kind of the bottom, right? So the bottom side of the mushroom. I want a little darker color so that way it looks like this the light effect. And then what we can do is we can start creating a lot more details too. So we can create small pieces, like create a small line. And then we just fill those lines. There. And this is a part I like to use the two needles. So you can see my needle is so next to each other to create this line. If I have a 3, it actually captures the whole thing. So if it's a 3, the whole thing actually pushed down. If it's a 2, so it gives this, let's see, how can I show you guys? So kind of like in my finger is the 2 needle. So if I want to line this up, so then I can just create this line. And then this will not move to outside. So it will kind of line up. So let me show you like that. So you can see my needle is going to like that and then going down. So you actually automatically create this little line here. So your line might be longer because my this mushroom I create is very short. Oh, and here, actually I put too much material here. So what you can do, you can trim it. You can just cut it. Procedure. So you can, the easiest way you can just cut it, the extra. So, but remember, don't cut the whole thing. So leave a little bit. So leave a little bit because once you finish the cutting, you still want to do the poking. still want to push them, it still shrink. So just a couple, and so we have a little bit more details. So this part also optional. Because when you move looks like that, you won't tell, but if you turn, you actually give a little bit of extra details. Yeah, so when I design the characters, I always want to say, how can I give the maximum details, but in a still reasonable amount of work? So because sometimes at some point, the extra is just not necessary. So sometimes we say less is more. If we can create a very simple shape, it already can tell the story, and less definitely is more. So for example, like I create characters, usually I just choose 2 major features, and then rest of it I can be creative. So for example, the giraffe, the major feature is actually the pattern, the patches, right? The zebra is the stripes. So I just need to make those things right. And it looks like a giraffe or looks like a zebra, but the body shape is completely different. But everyone's know that's a zebra. So that's a trick of a character design. Okay, so I put some lines there to represent. Okay, so let's see everybody. Great. Yeah, any questions so far? You good? Okay. So kind of we like this. So you can see if the lights directly hit the bottom, then you will see kind of a little bit of kind of like lines to give a little detail. But if you put like that, you can see, so it's very subtle. But somehow give you the feeling of this mushroom. Okay. Okay, so the next part is the feature, the face. So we can introduce our pumpkin guy, the pumpkin monster. Let me share. So this is just to show you when I design the eyes, where to place them. So my work is a lot influenced by Tim Burton. If you watch his film, so like A Nightmare Before Christmas or some other his film, so a lot of his character has a very unique feature. So like I make this undead duck. So this is a little duck guy from Nightmare Before Christmas. So their eye is like very, very big, but has a little dot. So I think, oh, that's actually perfect for so inspire me to create the characters has a this unique look. So has a little eyeballs here, the eyeball with a little dot. So I create this pumpkin guy. Is it actually has a lot of eyes. Is all has a pins. Those are the cloth pin. So I can take it out. So I can kind of has a different sizes. So the smaller one is the Scorpy. So those are the small ones is Scorpy because it's very, very difficult to create a dot with the pin. So it doesn't work that well. So I create just those are just the reference for me to look at how my character going to look. So let's try the first one, the bigger one. So if I put like that, so this is this monster, right? So but this might be kind of like the Japanese ghost, right? So the umbrella guy, or some of those are forest monsters, or a spirit, right? So the smaller one, okay, let's try 2. So kind of play with it. This is actually the fun part. So I like create one big, one small. You can see. So this is a kind of cute. And what happened here is you see it's very hard to tell. So it's very difficult to tell because they are white against white, right? So this is a white, very hard to tell. And then, but what we can do is we can create a shadow underneath it. So that's why a lot of my character design, I have put a little shadow, so make the eye actually pop up. So it has that. But if you are creating a simple dot, then this you don't have to create shadow. So those are the simple. So let me show you another one like this guy. So this guy has this little dark shadow. So make the eyes really jump out. So like this is the single eye guy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, if you want to have a lot of eyes. So this is another guy. So your mushroom can has a different eyes. Yeah, feels like he is from the from some of the cartoons, right? The Simpsons. Okay, so for the dark shadow, so this part, the rest of the part is more of the your own creation, your own character design, right? So for me, I can just put a little shadow here, a little darker brown or darker black or gray. So just lay it on top, and then I can test to see if this is what I need. So, and also where you place the eyes, it also make the character. Are they angry? Are they friendly? Are they, so we can think about what's underneath, what's the character is about. So if I aiming for the cuteness, so I can put the eyes next to each other. So those are more friendly, kids friendly, cute. But if I put like very wide and the shadow, so he's kind of angry. So it actually tell the different stories. And also good once you put the eyes and you can adjust. So let's try some more. If I put, so if I put more eyes, it's like get really creepy, really kind of like so dark in the dark forest, there's this mushroom monsters hiding underneath it. So it has 4 eyes. And yeah, so then this is we can start creating the story for those character we create. So maybe the reason of he got the 4 eyes because he want to watching people who is throwing the trash. Right? He's a guardian of the forest. Okay, so I think I'm going to stick with the 2 for now. Right, so once I have this the dark shadow part, so because we can still continue adding more, it's okay. And then we have idea where to place the eyes. So yeah, so let me stop here before I start working on the eyes. Make sure everybody's good. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Okay, good. Good. Great. Okay. So the next part, we are going to work on the eyes. So we have the shadow. So kind of I can have this idea where to place it. And then the steps is to use your hand to roll this, roll some material, roll some white wool. So what you can do is my hand is holding like this. So kind of create a little empty space in the middle. And then my other hand is trying to capture like that. So needs a little bit of practice. So what I'm trying to do is so see the bottom part is soft. And my other hand is capture all those fiber. So let me do this again. So if I do create a very big eyes. So here. So is to fold it. And then you can see this hand is trying to smooth this side up. And then this hand is squeeze every fiber to the middle. And this hand still trying to hold this piece, this part. And then we have this is the eyeball. So, but this is a more extreme, like kind of show easier to show. So let's do the actual size. So small amount of material, and then just use a hand to roll that. And see, one of my hand is trying to capture, and the other hand is just create a space. So see, I'm using this hand to capture. And then, so then I have that. Yeah. Don't have to be perfect because when we do the felting, when we poke in, and this will be right. So then this part is a little bit of tricky, is because this is very loose. So this is not felt at all. So just play this on top. Smaller. So I realized the eye is too big. And then I just take out some part and then do it again. Okay, so, and then play this on top and then make sure you're not release your finger. So they have to be able to stay. And then use a felting needle, just poke the fiber, poke the bottom part first to lock them in. And also if the eye is not that big, use a single needle. It's a lot easier. So I'll do the bottom part first. So this is in general. the eyes, how you form. So I would do the bottom first, the edge first, and then once all the edges is locked, and then I will move my finger to the top to kind of make the ball. So a little contrast. So let me put a circle around it so you can see a lot more clear. You can see just in the screen, the eyes and the shape is not very clear. So what I can do is I can just grab the shadow, put a shadow around it, and then you will see the eyes a lot more clear. All right. So I have one eye. That. And then I can create another, the same thing. Yeah, let's put the dots first. Wait, I take it back. Because the dot is actually also affect where the look. So I would say put the two the eyeball first, then put the dot. So this is a very important point I can tell you guys. So the same thing, create another one next to it. So I like the contrast. So they both the two eyes is different size. Okay. All right, so, and also I need to give a little dark shadow underneath. Okay. So I have that. Yeah, in the next part. So if you're not following yet, I will show you again. So don't worry. The next part is put the little black dot. So I was going to do one by one complete one, and then do another complete. But I realized it's a very important the look. So what I mean is the character has its own look. So the two dots actually really matters where you put it. So this is in the middle. So if I put the dots right in the middle, and if I put like two on the side, so it actually create complete different characters. And also I can do is they are all look on the side. So that way is to tell he is actually curious, he is nervous, or what the character is trying to tell you. And or if they do the cross eye, and it's also completely different. Yeah, so what the story is about. So if it's a cross eye, he's not a scary monster. Right, so like that. Yeah, but I think this type of eye design there would never be a really scary monster. I'm trying to make a little scary monster, but this type of design is very hard. So, okay, so I think I like this. He's look at the side a little down. And so the idea is if I have another character next to him, so he actually look at the little guy. Okay. All right, so poke it in. So this is a for sure use a single needle and do very light, because if you poke very deep, you actually take all the material all the way in and you lost the pupil. You lost the little dots. Right. So let me check on everybody. So how's everybody doing? Getting there?
Yeah, I'm nowhere close, but I'll get there.
Okay, yeah. You can show me, I can tell you what, so what you're working on. Okay, cool. Oh, great, yeah, it's almost there. Nice. So one eye is there. Yeah, in our workshop, usually I give, so the idea is we finish the project at the end of the class. So, because everyone has a different speed. So usually I give a little time, so but if you are faster, so you can already work on the next step. But what I usually is I go over in the steps, and then so we can have a little pause, so I can look at everybody's work and help you.
Don't go slow for me because I'll take forever. And
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, it's
no, I probably won't complete this until, because I'll go back to the video later. So.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Heidi, great. I see your work too. Yeah, nice. Almost there. Cool. All right. The great benefit for join live is you have questions or so you can ask right away. So those are good. And also we can spend this 2 hours together to see each other's work.
I think the eyes are hard.
Yeah, eyes were a little challenge, especially if it's a small.
Right.
Yeah. So what part you think? Let me see.
To form it.
Perform it, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a several different way I can show you. You don't have to make that form perfectly. So it just has some volume. And let me find another. So for example, so this part needs a little bit of practice to kind of create. So what you can also do is you can just use a hand to kind of move that into a ball like that. So you can just use a hand to make that into a ball, or you can use doing that. So this will give you a kind of like a ball, but because it will be very soft. So then you place on top and then you slowly poke them in all different directions. So it actually will form an eye. That works too. But the way I was showing you is to, that is very more precise. So it's faster to form the very solid top. So it's like that, and then you use your hand. I'm right-handed, so I'm using my right hand to just grab, capture. And my other hand is just try to hold this side smooth. doing that. Like that. So this side, all matters is just this side is smooth, and this side is all the fluff is here.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, so that this also technique I'm using for, I developed this for the sheep. So the sheep design has a lot of little felt balls. And
Oh, yeah.
how we create those felt balls. And the next part is once I have that, right? So if I release it, it will change the shape. So I just put on the body, and then my other hand is holding this, and then poke those fluff into the body.
Oh,
So they are not pop back. And then I poke the
Okay.
face first. And you can see they immediately connect. And then start working on all the angles and try to push them in. And then once I have the basic, the foundation, and then I can start working on the top. Yeah. The smaller is the harder. Right. So that's the eye. So if I don't like it, I can still pull it up. So I can still, you can see all this little fiber stick.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
So if it is already locked too much, you can just cut it, right? And then use a same color to cover, so no one know what happened there. I would just repair this a little. Yeah, all the felt, the work you can repair.
Unless your dog eats it.
Yeah. Yeah, one of my cats, he loves to steal my work. Yeah, wow. So I create those cat sushi for her. And then then he knows those are the toy for him, and he just play those, because I felt like this one actually my cat got him one time.
Mm,
Those are little guys are very light, so the cat
Yeah.
will toss them and throw them around. Okay. So we almost finished the one, and then the next part is to put those dots. So those can be really random, the white dots. So the easier way is to grab a small amount and then use your hand to roll this. So create this little felt ball like that. Dots. So some bigger, some small. So this is a very simple. Okay. So you see, I can create also felt balls to use my hand to roll them, and then I can start decorate my characters. So I will start with the front to see, okay, where is the first one, right? And then I put it there, and when you poke the middle first, and then so this is a lock the initial, and then I start working on around. I think the single would be better, because I want to keep this is still a circle around that. Okay, so 1, And then I can start to add in some other. So I want this distribute evenly. So you can see I just poke a little bit because I don't want to commit 100%. They are locked that place. So I just poke a little to make sure the whole thing looks right before I really push them in. To see if they are distributed evenly. The back need a little more. Okay. I think that might be it. Okay, so just look at the piece, see if this is what you aiming for. I think pretty close. It might need another dot here. So this is still very empty. Yeah, but it's good for now. And then I can start poking them in. Because when I poking them in, this actually change too. So it will shrink. And then I can relook at it, see if this is what exactly I'm looking for. Okay. If you don't want this shrink too much, so poke a lighter. So not going too deep. Okay. Well, I have the dots. Okay, so we have those dots, and yep, I think that looks fine. Okay. And the next part, so we are almost done. So it's almost like we finished the whole mushroom, but a couple of things we can do after this. So we can do is we can, if we want to create, this is just a single mushroom. So without you not using the clay pot, so we can put a little button there, just wrap with the brown. So this can be a little ornament. Stop. So if you want to make it into a little ornament, so this can be a little ornament. But I found ornaments has this limit, right? So most of the time, only the holidays we have trees or we have some decoration, then we put our ornament. But I found the clay pot actually works really well. So those little clay pots. So in the package, you should have in the box you should have 2, and also 2 different sizes. And also if you order the package, I also put 2 more. 2 more clay pots. So those are actually really good because you can put on your table. So great little gifts to your friends or to your kids. One of the customers, she told me she gave her daughter, because her daughter never can care plants. Because even the air plants, right? So the air plants, you don't have to water that much, it still die. So she found this is a perfect gift for her to bring this to her college, to the dorm, right? To the dormitory, with her. So she will be always remember her mom. So give her this like leave home or a little gift to put it in the clay pot. So you don't have to water, you will never be able to kill him. Okay, so if you want to put it in the clay pot, there's several different ways you can do that. First, you have your clay pot, right? And so because the sizes are different, so what you can do is you can create a little ball. So like what we have here is we have a big base. So I used to just squeeze those felt in the clay pot and then poke. But this is very dangerous because it breaks the needle. The pot is a fern, so it breaks the needle. So don't recommend that anymore. But it's a good way to see if this is enough. So you can kind of squeeze it and see if this is still really soft. So you probably need more. And also I will put the color I don't need in the middle. So I'm running out of the brown, but I still have a lot of those light sky blue and then or baby blue. So I can roll this, put it in the middle and wrap with the color I need. So because I need the volume. Okay, let me share my screen. So I need a volume. So I put it. I put this blue in the middle because I need to create a big ball for the base. So this is how you can use all the material. So have that, and then I can even create bigger. So it depends on the clay pot size. The smaller size, you don't have to create bigger, the big ball, the big base. And then, so now I have this, the middle, so those are the core. So it doesn't matter what color, even the mix or the scrap you can use. That's totally fine. And then just wrap that with the color you want. And then you can put it in the clay pot and then see if this is a works. And so it might be too skinny. So I need some more volume. Okay, so like that. I say it's very skinny, but it works. If I want to, without glue, if I make it bigger, I don't need the glue, so this can stuck in there. But if it's a very skinny, you might want to put a little bit of glue underneath. So I would just add more in the middle. Okay, so now I have this a bigger volume for the base, and then see it actually stuck very well. Okay, so the next part, either I can just straight go connect this to it, or I can create another the base. So I can have this lighter brown. Okay, yeah, before I do that, I want to check on everybody. Let's see if everybody's good. Okay, any questions so far? We're almost there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great, Heidi. That's awesome. It's very cool. Yeah, you can see each of everyone's making a little bit different, right? So even this is a very simple design, but still we can still put some characters, put some our own thoughts to it. That's how why I felt it's very fascinating. Is every time I try to make exactly same thing, is all unique. It's very hard to actually make the same thing. Okay. So here I have this ball, right? So this the base to squeeze into the clay pot. So this part's ready. So all the characters, all the cactus monster you can create is you can create a pumpkin and then you can put a pumpkin. So they are all the same. So first you want to create a big base. So like this guy, so big base, and then you can squeeze this base into the clay pot. So that way they can live in the clay pot. Yeah, like this mushroom, it's the same. Okay. So now we have we have all the body but we want to still have let's see the time. Yeah, we still got some time. So we still want to work on the more detail. So because this is very bland, so we want to have if you look at the mushroom, the real mushroom, the base, it actually has this part, I don't know what's it called, but the base, so the mushrooms grow out from that. And then usually they are the lighter brown color. And then what I can do is I can just put some brown. You can see, just put a little the brown color to this. And then I can just poke them in. So it kind of immediately give you a base color there. So the reason I'm not working, try to push them in yet, because I still want to make this to connect to the base. So this is a tricky part to connect to the base. Several different ways. You can use a sewing needle to sew those together, so without too much of a construction. So like this is a doll needle. So find a big one, long enough, and then you can load with the yarn, and then you can do a sewing from the bottom and then to connect. So then this is a very strong. So because you have a loop inside, so a couple times, and then this is will lock there. So that's very strong. So it won't be able to separate them. But since we are doing just a felting, so we can also felt it on too. Remember, we talk about we want to have those extra fiber sticking out. So that way, those are our kind of act like our glue. And then I can put this on top and then start poking the fiber in. So 45 degree is the best, because you push them in, and also you capture from the top to the bottom. In this connection, we need to poke it deeper. Because if you're not poke deeper enough, it will too loose. Especially most of people picking up them, it's just grab the head to pick it up. So then like that. Okay, so just poke them to the base. Right. So switch the camera to show you what it look like. So the base is, we do separate, so we didn't work in the pot. Yeah, if we work in the pot, it breaks the needle. So we work outside to create a nice big volume, so I can squeeze it in, so it will be very solid. And then so then I poke this 45-degree to lock them into the clay pot. All right. I think we are. So any questions so far? Okay, great. Yeah, so we finished this little mushroom, and then we can start adding a lot, some more features. So we can add mouth, or we can add more eyes. We can add other feature, or you want to create a simple mushroom like that. That's totally fine. And this is already a mushroom monster. That maybe can create some teeth. Great. Yeah, so any time, any opportunity you see, you might be able to use. So like I feel here kind of like a little mouse shape here. So maybe I can create a row of teeth here. So you create some more characters for this. Okay, so you can continue work on the mushroom. Yeah, the mushroom actually a lot longer than I thought. Yeah, I was too ambitious to try to create another project. All right. So, but I still want to kind of go because we did a survey, right? So we have 4 different character designs that we can work on. The most popular is the mushroom and the pumpkin. So glad we already have the pumpkin recording, but I kind of want to tell you guys a little bit about how to do this. So I can use this as a sample. So the pumpkin is basically, you just create a ball, and then the tricky part is the line. So you want to have so you want to have find the middle, and then you use your needle to start cut the line. So it's actually very simple. You just keep poking the same area, keep poking a line over and over. It will create a dip. So just create those lines, and this will give you the pumpkin look. And then you squeeze the top, so it will create a flattened pumpkin. And one thing we did in the recording is mixing the color. So that actually gives a lot more texture. And this is a pure color, so that is the pumpkin, the pure color. But if you start mixing a color, it gives you a very natural look of a pumpkin. So yeah, try it, and you can mix it with the sound of the green. And so I think the video already tell you all that. Yeah. Did you receive the video for the pumpkin?
Mhm.
Okay, great. All right. So any other questions or any monsters you want to create? We can kind of very quick go over. So everybody's still focused on their mushrooms. Yeah, and so meanwhile, I can show you guys some of the characters.
Can I ask you, I guess,
Huh?
like on the box here,
Yeah.
if you can see, like this one here with the skinny pieces that stick out.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What, I
Okay.
mean, how do you do that? Because you can't to make them stiff enough to stick out like that.
Yeah, so that's a great question. So that character is our version of the baby Groot. So, you know, the tree has a lot of branches, right? And so let me show you here. So for example, if I want to create something separate and also they are sticking out. So grab some material and then you can, the key is to twist it because they need to poke enough in order to stick up. And also they need to, so you can see I'm start to twist this. And so, but at some point it won't be able to twist anymore because more I twist it actually return back. So then that means I have to poke it.
Mm.
You can see I'm poking this and a twist at the same time. Poke and twist, poke and twist.
Oh.
So this is a great, if you have a mat, because mat kind of hold the shape, right? Hold one part and then I can still have that, so I can still twist it. But the key is I need to hold it and I have to poke it, so to lock. And then I can take it out and do that again. Because some part might be already felt, but some part is still not. And then, so this feels very solid, but how I can make it even more is you can use your hand to really reinforce it. And then poke the fiber. So you can see now we have this little piece here. So you actually can bend it. So one thing we start using a little bit for our sculpture. So if this is not like ornament or toy or something, is more of a decoration. So you actually can use glue. So you can use so you thin the glue with water, and then you can use a glue to kind of form the shape, and it will stick the shape, stay the form. Yeah, and another one is if I want to create this, because you see this is easy to hold like that straight, right? But how about if I want to create a very precise, like, so for example, I want to create S shape. So what I can do is I can kind of create that this way to poke it into the shape. And then, so it has this shape. Yeah, you actually can hold quite well. Yeah, but this guy is a little different. So this one is, I have an aluminum wire inside. So anything is bigger. Anything is bigger, we put armature inside to support it. So you can actually, I can post them. So it's a long. And then I can find the right pose. Yeah. So aluminum wire is your friend for the armature. Yeah, but the big sock. Oh yeah, so this one is the one with the we just talked about the long shape.
That doesn't have wire in it?
Yeah, this one doesn't, because this is actually more of the random. Let me share that.
It's cute.
Yeah, so this one doesn't have wire. So this is a more, it's just like what I make here. So those are the, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, so those are very soft. So this one, because I want to very precise particular curve shape. So that's why I put the aluminum wire. So I can bend them to look.
Do you have to form it around the wire or do you stick the wire in after?
Form around the wire. Stick it in doesn't go that well. Form the wire, that's actually very difficult, very tricky. Is because the wire is very firm. So you hit so for example, if this is an aluminum wire, and so I usually tape the beginning, so little masking tape to tape the beginning so it's not too slippery. And then I can do, I don't have the tape here, but I can do a quick demo to show you. So like that, right? And the tricky part is how this is not turned with my material.
Oh, yeah.
So I wrap around and then be very, very careful to like really angle.
Oh, yeah,
So
you'd
if
hit
you
it.
poke straight down, it hit the wire, it breaks the needle. So just do like that. And also I can, and also do the twist and the poke, twist and poke. Then you don't have to poke that much. Yeah, so this is actually a very advanced technique to dealing with a wire. So a lot of stop motion animators, so they create their characters. So inside is an armature, but that even harder because your felt cannot be too firm, so you won't be able to bend it. And your armature, so it kind of stuck. So you want to have good volume. So the surface is already felt, the inside still very soft. So they can really easy to bend to animate. So like this one is kind of already wrap around the wire like that. Yeah, and so for this guy, so this guy it's a flat piece. So you can see this actually two pieces to connect. So this is one of the flat, and then I just fold it like that. So it kind of create this little kind of like mouse and face shape.
Is that the fly trap?
Looks like it. Yeah, I have no idea who they are. So, it's just like so random, and like this guy here. We can create like all day, create all the different monsters. Yeah. Okay, so it's almost 3. What we can do is, I don't know if you already finished your mushroom. So all the class, and we want to take a group picture. So if you're ready, so what we can do is we can bring your piece to the camera, and then I can take a quick screen grab. Okay. This is the one I mean. Okay. Okay. Ready? All right. Great, awesome. Okay, so How's everybody doing? It's good.
This was
Suzanne-
really fun. Thank you.
Glad
Can I
to-
see Suzanne's again?
Yeah, Suzanne's here.
Your
Yeah.
face is cute.
Wow, I love the mouse. That's awesome. I like that the head shape is really like the,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like a shower cap. I see. It's really
Yay.
beautiful, yeah. Okay, and let me know how do you think about this class, and also if you have any questions, let me know. And also, yeah, any questions, just let me know, and we continue. I'm trying to continue improve our classes and be more helpful, and also find the project everyone want to create. And okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I hope you
That's
enjoyed
good.
the class, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
Bye. I hope we'll see you.
Bye-bye.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.